What is going on YouTube? Today we are looking over our converter and our input shaft. So since we're refreshing up the motor, I'm going to go ahead and throw this new stator in. So I'll show you guys how to do a new stator. Pete at Circle D sent me this beautiful new stator that we're going to try. Essentially, he was looking at my data from last year and said, let's do a stator change. So we're going to do a small stator change. It's not going to be a massive jump, but we're thinking it might get me a little bit more ET, maybe more mile an hour, but we're not really concerned with mile an hour. We're more concerned with being quick, and ET is what wins the races. So we're going to throw a new stator in, see if that doesn't help with that. Also though, when I was pulling the converter out, I pulled the input shaft out and those nylon seals, and it could have been from me when I pulled it out because it kind of came out with the converter, and it looks like they're a little boogered up. So we're going to get some new Teflon seals for our input shaft. Maybe they were already buggered up. I don't know. It's possible. But, and I mean, I didn't have any problems with the transmission last year. No pressure problems. It seemed to grab good and everything worked fine. So, but I do know those seals are very important. And if they're bad, you got problems. So we're going to get some new seals from FTI. And we're going to go ahead and open up this converter and show you guys how to do a stator swap. All right. We got our converter out. Everything moves really good. Everything spins well. Everything looks good over here. This is, I'm assuming, fairly normal. I'll send a photo to Pete, but I can't catch nothing with my fingernails. I guess it's just heat just from the bearing. Everything looks good. No fins are bent. Of course, the seals are pretty much always trash because they almost like burn in with the amount of heat. What we're going to do is this middle guy here is called the stator. So we're going to be swapping that out with our other one. And that's pretty much it. It's not really hard. So we'll take our top bearing. I always try to keep stuff even, so I'll flip it because that's how it goes. And then next we'll pop off will be the actual stator. So you can see that it's different on this side to the other side, and there's also a bearing in there as well. So make sure you guys keep that all in the same orientation. All right, so here's our stator. And obviously it goes one way, this goes up, of course, but we got to get our centerpiece out. So typically, you know, a lot of guys would run a sprag. This is a spragless. It's a solid hub. There's no movement. So when this inside turns, the actual stator turns. So there's no mechanical diode. There's no one-way bearing sprag. It is completely locked to the stator, and that's called being spragless stator. You have no sprag, and typically that's better for your drag racing applications. It's not as good for street driving just because stuff can get kind of hot, but I haven't really noticed anything real bad with it, so we run it how we run it. So the next part is getting your ring out. There we go. Pull that out. And then this should just push right on out. Just like that. And there you go. These guys separate, and as you can see, it is just a solid hunk of metal. All right. So that's how that goes together. You can see the angle of this one is definitely different than the angle of this one. And she's back in. There's your stator change. A little bit of a tight fit, but she's in. All right, so just FYI guys, I don't know if this is just a Circle D thing or all converters. Again, I'm not a converter guy, but these, the top of the stator and then the bottom of the stator, they're different sizes. And of course I put it on backwards, and I knew immediately because this wouldn't center itself. It was jingling all around. So had to flip that around. Now we're good to go. Again, the scoop of these always end up down. These go up. Just make sure that that is correct as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at the differences. So this is my old stator, right? So look at the fin. Look at the angle. And look at the actual fin, like how it is cut out. And then look at this. Angle. So more angle, a little bit more angle. But also, what's really cool is that, can you see that the fin from here to here and then there to there, that's smaller and this is wider. So it's almost like cut back on an angle, where these are more square. It's a lot less. Like from here to here and there to there is a lot less. This is more of a square. This is more of it's cut back a lot more. And you can even like see through more, where on here you can't. So cool stuff. Again, the stator, I mean, that's this is where all the magic happens. Of course, the pump and how all these fins are also makes a big difference, but this stator is massively affects how your converter acts all through the range. Of course, you know, everything from the fins and the pump to everything, but stator's big deal. And that's why I bought a bolt together, so I can play with stators. I can also maintenance the converter, make sure it's looking good. So last time I've had this apart was about a year ago, and everything looks how it looked a year ago. So everything looks really good. All we're going to do is replace the O-ring gasket. All the bearings look really good, and slap her back together. But easy job, guys. It's really not hard to change out your stator if you want to try to play with it and see if you can get a different feeling of the converter. So we're going to give this a shot and see how she does. Well, that's going to be our quick video today, guys. Appreciate it. Again, try some different stators. Make a huge difference. We're hoping to see a difference in our data. We're not going to know to the new season, of course, but I will definitely bring you guys in when we start testing, and I'll let you know how the new stator is working. But again, appreciate it. Comment, like, subscribe, like if you're watching. Big shout out to Pete at Circle D for hooking me up with a new stator. Appreciate it, Pete. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you.